Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences. The things people don't tell you.
Hey y'all, the Real Mama Pod is back, and we know we owe y'all some episodes. On this particular episode, Jared and I sit down and discuss 10 years of marriage, and with that, we have a surprise for you all.
That's right, everybody. We will get a sneak peek into the miniseries inspired by the Real Mama Pod called All Jokes Aside with Uncle Real. We're going to delve into life lessons rooted in the Bible and wrapped in humor. So get ready to laugh, learn, and be inspired as we look at the lighter side of profound truth.
When you think the mental load is a joke.
My wife stayed talking about the mental load. I thought that was slang for like a bad headache. I don't even think it's real. Nah. You don't think the mental load exists? Then why is it that she knows my birthday, your mama's birthday, your boss's birthday? Meanwhile, you can't even find the remote. And the mental load isn't just remembering stuff. It's reminding you 15 times because your brain obviously works on a 5-second reset. Carrying the mental load means she's running a household calendar all in her brain, and you surprised Christmas came around again. See, that's what's wrong with you young boys. Open up your Bible. There it is, plain as day. Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Now, this reinforces the idea that in a marriage, partners should help each other manage responsibilities to include the unseen emotional and mental work.
All right, maybe the mental load is real.
Still think the mental load ain't real? Let your wife drop it for a week. You'll be trying to figure out if dish soap can be used as shampoo and conditioner.
Hey mama, hey! Things are looking a little different today. So if this is your first time listening, I'm your host, Devin, and I'm missing my co-host. But I do have my lovely husband with me, Jared Grace.
Hey there.
Welcome to the show, baby.
I'm glad to be here yet again. I'm on my best behavior, and no, I'm not Kendra.
Okay. Well, if you guys are wondering, we are doing an anniversary episode. We are celebrating our 10th anniversary of being married, 17 years together, but 10 years being married. How does that feel?
It feels like a journey. It feels like I can reflect on challenges, good times, not so good times, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have my wife of 10 years and my soulmate of 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I can be romantic when you want me to cut it open.
Okay, so speaking of that, tell the people how we met.
We met at Florida A&M University at B-Dubs.
What is B-Dubs?
Buffalo Wild Wings. If you know me more than 5 minutes, you know that I love hot wings. Love them. I almost wasn't gonna go out that night, but my brother called me up. He said, "Jared, do you want to go to B-Dubs?" I said, "Yes." I walk into B-Dubs, we're sitting down, we're drinking. My brother's older than I am at the time, so I'm drinking with him. Of course, I can't, drink. And in walks Devin Nietzsche, fine as a bottle of wine. I think you just got done with like a photo shoot or something. She used to be a model back in the day or whatever it was. But she walked in and I said, "Damn," literally to my brother. I said, "Damn, that girl fine as hell." And I said it to this day. I said, "That's my wife. She don't even know it." And as we sit there, her friend ended up calling me over to the table because apparently Devin was choosing on your boy too. I was skinny and had hair back then. But so I go over to the table. Devin don't say a single word to me. But I think I grabbed her number. I grabbed her phone, put my number in it. 17 years later, here we are with 2 kids and working on 10 years of marriage.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up. I was very embarrassed because I'm a bit shy at first, and Chantel, I feel like, embarrassed the hell out of me by calling you over there and saying, "You fine, my friend fine, so what's up?" And I was just like, okay, I didn't know how to respond to that. That was very out of character for me. And then you were like, "Oh, so she don't speak?" And I was just like, "Yeah, this is not, it's not good." And then your brother was like yelling across the restaurant, "Devin, you like my brother?" And I was like, "It's time to go. It's really time to go. Like, everybody's embarrassing me." But in true Jared fashion, you came back over and we chatted a bit, and you made me laugh. I will never forget. You were like, "Hey, I can't offer you a drink, but you want to refill my Sprite?" And I was just like, "What?" And I was like, "That's what you're offering me? Okay, Sprite. No, thank you.
She do it free.
I don't know you like that. I don't want to drink after you. But thanks, but no thanks." And then I remember leaving because we talked the rest of that night. And I remember leaving, and I hear you with your little friends talking about, "Don't walk into a car, dog." And they were like, nah, you don't. That's gonna make you look soft. And so you didn't walk me to my car because your friends told you you were gonna look soft. Then I didn't hear from you. I was trying out for America's Next Top Model, and you called me, and your name popped up. I'm like, who is Jared? Because I forgot. When I got home, Facebook was a thing, and you requested me to be your Facebook friend. I was like, okay. And then I didn't hear from you no more. And then you called me. This is when you say, "Hey, cutie. Good morning, cutie." You used to say that. And you was like, "Hey, cutie. It's Jared. I just wanted to call and wish you luck for America's Next Top Model, and hit me up when you get back to Talent." And then
That's
we had
right.
our first date.
I did not walk you back to the car, but I did watch you walk away. I was sitting up. My bad. No, best behavior today. 10 years of marriage, we grown. Shit, but
Okay.
yes, that.
Okay, you definitely threw me off. But I don't even know how to respond to that.
This thank you is good.
Thank
You
you.
welcome, girl.
I guess.
You still sitting up today.
Okay, baby. No, you're good. You're good. So, what is your most favorite thing about being married to me?
My most favorite thing about being, you know what it is? It's always about having somebody. I think living life alone is hard, but to always have somebody to go home to whenever life is just life, whenever work is getting on your nerves, whenever you're just going through a valley in your life, you can always go home to somebody and they're there for you. I think that's my favorite thing about you. And you've been like that for quite a while. I know I'm a lot to deal with, and I know you deal with it. So I appreciate that. I never thought I was gonna find anybody who could, because I can't turn this shit off.
No, you can't.
But
You are who you are. Your mom even told me, like when
Yes.
we were dating, because
What'd she say?
your dad, you were there. You were there several times, but you and your dad, the greatest men are just a lot of like grandfather, dad, you, uncles, all of y'all. Tony is different from y'all, but for the most part, y'all are like. And she was like, "Devin, are you sure? Because this is what you're gonna get. Like, it's not gonna change for you." And I was like, "I think I'm good." So, I stayed.
Yes, you did. Yes, I appreciate that.
So she tried to warn me, but I really think I am the perfect person for you, honestly.
I agree.
I don't know who else would be able to
I
tolerate
just
you.
be by myself. If it wasn't you, it ain't nobody.
Yeah.
Just be by myself.
So I want to talk about something real quick. On our way to coming to record this weekend, we had something, for me it was traumatic, happen to us.
Oh.
We were on our way to travel to Atlanta, and we were actually going to the Priority Pass place, whatever it's called. And you noticed a little boy choking. And so you were like, "Babe, that baby's choking." And I was like, "Oh." So I'm looking, we're both looking, we observe. We don't run right away because we want to make sure the parents need help before we cause chaos.
Right.
And that little baby started turning blue. And I'm like, "Jared, do something. I don't know what you can do, but do something. I'm going to call 911. I'm going to try to get security or whatever." And so initially we thought the baby was okay because he had 4 candies in his mouth. That's lodged. We didn't know it was 4. We thought it was only 1 because typically when kids choke, it's usually on one thing. So it came out and he was crying, but he was also gasping for air and turning colors. So you immediately stepped in and got 2 out. On my way to get security, I saw Mom and she's like, "Do they need help?" I'm like, "Yes." "Do you know anything?" Because the baby is still struggling and we don't know why. And so she's like, "Yes." So she got the baby on the floor and did another move. I watched her son while she was working on the baby, and he ended up being okay. And then 911 came and checked his vitals, and he was fine. I was so shaken up about that. But I just want to know, like, how did you know? How do you know these things? Like, how do you know to look around? Like, I feel like my situational awareness is just not like yours? Like, how did you do that?
So I'm in the military. And if you've seen that show before, I'm in the military. I'm not, looking around and being aware of your surroundings is a part of the job, but so yes, I saw a kid who was choking, but the dad was working on the kid, but I don't think he was having success. And I could see it in his face, like he was worried. He was, when a dad gets worried about his child, you want to kind of let him handle it, but he looked straight at me. I gave him a thumbs up, like, is everything okay? And he said, no, I need help, please help. So I went over there. I didn't know what the kid had choked on, but so I turned him on his back and I started to do, hit him on the back. Then I had to do chest compressions, and two pieces of the candy came out, so I thought he was good. But when he stood back up, he started gasping and turning colors, and I started to panic myself because I'm like, I asked the mom, what's in his throat? And she just held out the candies. So we didn't know how many pieces of candy were in there. At that time, I kept doing the chest compressions, and he was trying to gag it up, but it wouldn't come out. And I don't know what the mom did, but she did it really quickly. And the last piece had come out. But in terms of your question, how do I do that? I don't know. I just do it. Like when I'm in public places, you just have to look around, because with all the stuff going on right now, like you want to protect yourself, you want to protect your loved ones, and distractions are everywhere. I think it's made to be that way. If you're looking at your phone, if you're looking at an iPad, if you're daydreaming, I think you're going to miss important things, which I'm glad we didn't miss at that time because we were able to help and help the kid. But you were clearly shaken up about it. I mean, we went to get a drink and we were fine. But I'm glad we were able to help
I'm
the kid.
still not fine. That was sad. I'm glad he's okay. Don't get me wrong, but in that moment, like the mom after the fact, she was crying. She was thankful. But I imagine our kids, and it was so crazy to see how many people didn't stop for me. And again, maybe not wanting to help, but not knowing what's going on in their surroundings.
Not knowing what to do.
Yeah, or just not seeing what's happening because they're in their phone or on the iPad and stuff like that. So, yeah, I guess just be more aware of people.
But also, people laugh and they joke, and people think that you're, outlandish if you start talking about what to do in a situation where you actually have to react to save somebody's life. It's not a bad thing to take a quick EMT class, especially if you have kids. Choking is like high on the list for deaths of children. And so if you don't know what to do, if you have a child, what are you going to do? A lot of people want to depend on so many other people. No, you have a brain, you have a capability. Why don't you hone that skill so that you can protect the people that you love? And I think that's a good thing to do. And like you said, the dad was really grateful. He was like, thanks so much, man. The mom was crying. The sister was sitting there. She didn't know what to do. She felt bad. I think she was giving the kid the candy, but she was only 8 years old. You got a kid watching a kid. So things are gonna happen. And if you're not able to react in that time, you're gonna assume a lot of risk in that situation. But I think you did a great job, man.
I guess we're little heroes.
Shit, I put my cape on. But again, I don't think we're heroes, so to speak. Like, right, the little badass boy put all that candy in my shirt. But
he was only 2. He didn't know any better. It was colorful. It was all the things. So I bet you want to do it again. I hope you
or
don't.
maybe he does. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you're right. Thinking about having your own kids in a situation like that is scary. I would, if Jay did that, I would, do everything I had. And after that, I'd yell at him like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, what was your game plan? All this damn candy. But I'm glad the kid is okay.
Yeah. So, 10 years of marriage. What are some tools to a successful marriage?
There's so many. What are some tools to successful marriage? I would say the first thing, accept the fact that marriage is not supposed to be this, rainbows and flowers, just good times the whole time. Accept the fact that when you look on Instagram, people are showing you highlights, right? I can't tell you how many times we posted these beautiful pictures, and right when the camera went down, me and Devin are arguing like crazy people. Like stop doing that. Like, marriage is hard, but if you do it right, it's worth it. Nobody said it would be easy. And I can only speak from a man's perspective. I think a tool from a man's perspective is learn what it means to be a servant leader or a selfless leader.
What does that mean?
Well, it means a lot of things to a lot of people. To me, what it means is, when you make decisions for your family, you don't make decisions based off your own ego. You don't make decisions based off your own interest. It's for the interest of everybody else. right? When you think about that, that's not easy to do because it's thankless. Like, you do things for everybody else. When do you have time to do something for yourself? Are you supposed to do things for yourself? Are other people supposed to do things for you? Understand what your role is as a husband and as a man in your household, because if you don't, you're going to struggle and you're going to lash out at you and at the kids. Because I've done it before, right? Like, I'm a completely transparent person. I am not perfect. When I was 19 years old, I was very different than I am right now at 37. Devin has seen that transformation. I think I built some walls that Devin has against me, like myself, brick by brick. I'm gonna build this wall so that when I get to be 37, I'm gonna have to break them down myself. And I appreciate you for still, working on that. But I think understanding your role as a man, understanding your role as a husband from a male perspective, I think that's gonna help you dividends whenever you decide to get married, especially if you're young. I think that helps. And then communication is key. Financial literacy is key. For the women out there, I'm gonna say it. Math is easy. You cannot take a number and subtract a bigger number and think you got some interest. Nope. That means you're going in the red. Okay? So you gotta gauge your financial expectations together. I always say Devin has like financial ADHD. Boy, I tell you, just like, hey, can we focus? So financial literacy is key. Communication is key. Love is key. Romance, intimacy is key. You know what I'm saying? Sex once a month. Nah, they ain't gonna get it played. No, we gotta get nasty a little bit more. It ain't even gotta be nasty. It could be lazy. It could be lazy booty. I'll take the lazy booty. But get nasty every now and then. It could be lazy booty, whatever. Just give me the booty.
Every day.
Nah, shit, if you want to.
Yeah.
Every other day.
Okay, when you talk about social media, it's funny that you said that, because remember, someone called you because we don't wear rings, and one of the reasons why I don't wear my ring is because I outgrew my ring after having your big ass kids. I have this dream of my hands going back to the size they once were, and that's why I'm like, I'm not going to get it resized because I'm going to be able to fit that ring one day. I'm very close, but it's still not there. So
I like your sausage, man.
we got matching tattoos, but no, really, forget you, man. So we got matching tattoos, but those kind of erased, whatever. But someone called you and asked you, like, we were still married, because neither one of us was wearing a ring. Something I had to accept from you, because of your job, the type of ring you initially had, it just wasn't sufficient. Like, it was getting caught, things like that. Transition to the rubber ring, and then it was like breaking you out and all that stuff. So I just was like, whatever. It doesn't really bother me because I feel like we're solid where we're at. I don't need a ring to, it keeps away men, but then again, it doesn't. So it's just like, it doesn't matter, but I know where we stand and what our foundation is. I don't necessarily have to wear a ring. Now, if you would ask me this 10 years ago, I would have never felt that way. Like, I'm like, no, he has to wear his ring. I gotta wear my ring. I want to upgrade, all these other things. And it's crazy how my mind shift changed. Do you feel like you've changed around the ring idea?
Yes. You said it. Your priorities change. All your insecurities then become securities. Like, but I am curious in who's still hitting on you. Let me know that later. But
girl still got it. Okay.
No, I told you to sit up. But listen, so to answer your question, the whole ring thing, who the hell says you're supposed to put a diamond ring on when you get married in the first place? That's the problem with marriages. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to have this grand wedding. No, what you're supposed to do is be in love. What you're supposed to do is love this person unconditionally, so that you're not planning for a marriage, or you're not planning for a wedding, but you're planning for a lifelong commitment. It don't matter what kind of ring you got on. It don't matter what kind of house you live in. It don't matter how much money you got. Are you actually happy? And the problem with us is we need everybody to think we're happy as opposed to actually being happy. That's bullshit. I don't care who thinks I'm happy. I don't care who thinks I'm mad or upset. If I can go home and genuinely say, I'm good right here, the world don't matter to me. And I think that's the problem in society now. They put on this face. And when you take all that shit off, you are really hurting inside, and that is self-destructive.
That's real.
That's the only way. The real mama pie.
Okay. So when you think about our values, right? We got married, in my opinion, being relatively young. 27 to me is young, especially since we were together since we were 19. And we've been through like times where we were really broke and struggling and all this stuff. When you think about 10 years ago, or you think about younger couples getting married, like what advice do you have for them?
Again, just understand what you're getting into.
What does that mean? Can you explain that a little bit more?
So, you know, as a young kid, you get married, and taking it back to intimacy, you think, oh, I'm gonna have sex all the time. That's not necessarily true. You know, when you get married, you can't just hang up the phone and go in your little space. No, that person is now in your space. Now you have to talk. Now you have to communicate. And if you can't do that, you're just leaving open a lot of misery and a lot of pain. You have to, like, do you truly love that person? Can you love them if they were fat when they were skinny? Can you love them if something terrible happens and now they're handicapped? Unconditional love is very different than, oh, you got this fine, sexy person in front of you. That person changes over time. Can you love them in their best? Can you love them in their worst? So for young people, you know, it's hard. The human condition is we get old too fast and smart too slow. And so, you know, if I knew what I knew, you know, 10 years ago, what I know now, things would be different, but that's never the case. And so you really have to take a long look at what you're about to do, because it's really the most important decision that you'll make. Because you're about to give somebody some of your, you know, your most valuable possessions that money can't buy. Like when I married Devin, I gave her my peace of mind, I gave her my confidence, I gave her my joy and my happiness, and I'm trusting that person to safeguard it. What if that person doesn't do that? What if that person turns what you're supposed to have, God given to you as a gift, and they turn it against you? That's, you know, it says it right there in the Bible. You know, everybody knows I'm on this newfound walk, but you know, you'd rather be living in the worst desert in the world than to be with a quarrelsome spouse, or it says quarrelsome wife, but you'd rather be in a leaky attic than being with a quarrelsome spouse. Like, that stuff is real. Somebody can make your life a living hell if they chose to, and you need to trust that person to not do that, and you need to have the same respect for that person too. So, just love people.
Just love people.
Just love people. It ain't hard.
Yeah.
If it's the right person, it ain't hard.
That's true. That's true. Well, you make it easy.
Girl, no, I don't. Stop. There you go, trying to put on for these people.
No, you make it easy. I know you get on my nerves sometimes, but you're a good life partner. So with your walk, you know, you talked about, you brought it up. How has that changed you?
Huh?
How has that changed you?
Oh, it's changed me quite a bit. So it's changed my mindset on a lot of things. Before I started reading the Bible, like my opinions and my mindset was completely off, and it was completely wrong, to be honest. So now I look at marriage differently. I look at my role differently. I look at finances differently. I look at what joy means differently. I'm trying to change the best that I can, and it's not always easy because, like I said, I am who I am, right? I drink a lot. Sometimes I cuss a lot. I say inappropriate things, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to be the best version of myself for you, for Drew, for Jay. Like, I have to do that. And every day that I take a break, every day that I drink from that cup of mediocrity, it's a betrayal to my wife and my kids. And so I have to try every day to be 1% better in whatever aspect that is. And that's really what I'm trying to do. That's why my walk is changing.
That's good, babe. Well, I've noticed a difference. No, you're not perfect, but I've seen a change, a massive change from when you first gave your life over to Christ to now. Like, you're just, you know, making a lot of progress. You're setting a great example for our boys. They love the Lord. Jay said the other day, I just love Jesus. Oh, that made my heart so happy. But yes, you're living by an example for them, and we couldn't be more thankful for that. So continue. I'll be here to rock with you and roll and hold you accountable.
Lord knows you do that. You do that well.
So who is Jared outside being a dad?
Who is Jared outside of being a dad? I'm easygoing, lighthearted. I don't really easily get offended. I like to talk about, I especially like to talk to people who have differing opinions than me. Especially if they're not sensitive, and if they can, you know, I can take their opinion, they can take my opinion, and we can grow from a conversation. I love that. I love designing. I love creativity. I love building. And, you know, I don't really take myself that serious. Like, we're here for a very short time when you look at the grand scheme of things, and with every breath we take, we are getting closer and closer to an expiration date. Once you accept that, you just gotta enjoy every moment. It don't matter where you are, just enjoy the time. Don't worry about tomorrow, don't worry about yesterday, because all you have is right now, and nothing else is really promised. So that's just me in a nutshell.
That's good, baby. That's true. That's a good perspective. So, speaking of that, I think there's been a lot of light, or I don't know how to say this, but in today's world with social media and all the access to information we have, men's mental health has been like at the forefront for my algorithm anyways. I feel like it's being talked about more, in my opinion. Not nearly as much as it should, but like we're hearing about it, right? Men are being a little bit more vulnerable on social media, on podcasts, things like that. You and Jonathan have shared things too. Do you think it's hard to be a man in today's society?
You damn right it is. It is very hard, in my opinion. Because, and why do I say that, right? Like, you say mental health is at the forefront of this and that. I disagree. I don't think anybody cares about a man's mental health. And that, again, y'all know I'm gonna get on here, I'm gonna say confrontational things. This is just my opinion. I don't think people think that men's mental health is important. I don't think anybody ever talks about it. Like I said, I know we have a day, right? When is that day?
There were a month. Yeah, the whole month of June is dedicated to men's mental health.
Oh shit! See, I didn't even know that. But
The conversations are being had. You may not feel that way, but
I don't, and I
can't take that away from you.
Yeah. So your question was, how hard is it being a man in today's society? I would think first you have to define what a man is, which to me, depending on where you are in your life, is different. Where I am in my life right now, a man is the head of my family. A man is a servant leader to my kids. A man is a good example. A man is a moral compass. A man is bringing up his kids in the teachings of the Bible so that they can then do the same thing. A man is then loving his wife. And why is that hard in today's society? Because I think there's a lot of things going on in today's society that take away from manhood, in my opinion. And if I voice my opinion on something specific that I think takes away from my manhood, now I'm chauvinistic. Now I'm inconsiderate to everybody's feelings and this, that, and the other. But if you want me to be considerate to your feelings, then you need to be considerate to mine at the same time. And no, it's not reciprocating.
Do you have any questions for me?
Of course I do, baby. I know that you've known me since I'm 19 years old. And what walls did I build that are really hard for you and me together to break down? And not because of anything that you did. I know for a fact that I built up some walls that I can't jump over, I can't go around them. I literally have to try to break those walls down and make our relationship better. What are those walls and how do I help break them down?
Give me an example.
What do you mean?
You said you built a wall. Give me an example. I'm not tracking.
Then I would answer your question.
I'm not following. I'm not tracking.
Okay. I think in relationships, right? If you don't have a clear line of communication or a clear pathway to communicate with your spouse, I think you're hurting the relationship. Not you, but like I know that I have created myself obstructions to allow me to come to you and talk to you, husband to wife. What are some of those obstructions?
I feel like we talk about everything.
So there's no obstructions?
No. I mean, no. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. What don't I tell you? Besides friends' business, I ain't telling you their business.
I don't want to know their business. So for instance, right, if I come to you and I want to talk about our finances.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I don't like talking about finances because you like to redline and do all the things, and it's uncomfortable, if I could be honest. Like, I feel like, growing up, I went without a lot of things, right? Being together for so long and so young, we went out without a lot of things. And so, not that I'm saying I'm sitting up here shopping and buying name brand stuff or whatever, but I just feel like when there's a moment where I want to enjoy something, I want to be able to do that and not be able to like penny pinch and and hear you talk about the budget and how we save and how we try and do X, Y, Z. I hear that. Like I get that. But like you said, tomorrow isn't promised, right? So I feel like we should live our life a little bit. Like we saving up all the time and just buckling down, pinching every doggone penny to may not even have it tomorrow. So I feel like, yes, I hear you. Stop swiping so much, right? But I feel like I don't swipe that much. Considering, I feel like I'm kind of frugal. Like it's not like I'm like if I buy stuff, it's like for the kids or it's like an experience. Like their birthdays, yes, that's a little different. But like it's not like I'm booking trips or something like that every 6 months or whatever. Like I have my things that I do, but it's not like to me overbearing, and to you, you're okay with just sitting in the house all the time.
With you?
Yeah, I mean that is okay, but not all the time. Like I want to do stuff, and we travel a lot through your job, and sometimes we're in isolated places where there's not much to do. So sometimes I feel like we need to take advantage of where we live now because we may not have that anymore. And you're just like, we need to sit in the house. When I was growing up, we ain't going nowhere. I'm like, that's not fair to me or the kids. Like, nobody want to sit in the house all day or be outside all day, every day. I'm okay with being outside or whatever, but I also want to do stuff. I didn't grow up like that. So we did stuff on the weekends. We didn't just stay in the house. And it was a lot of us. My mom still found a way, so yeah, you're right about that. I got you.
That was helpful.
Yeah.
That right there was helpful to me. Because at home we wouldn't have talked about that. But we can sit here and talk about it on the mama pod.
No, well, you just don't want to listen because you think I just want to spend money.
No, I don't think you wanted to spend money.
No,
I know.
No, you've said that.
But you wanted to spend money.
You know what?
Ain't no thinking about that one.
But that's the thing. When you want to spend money, it's fine. And if you want to say, oh, well, I don't spend money as much as you do. But when you want to, it's on expensive things, okay? On things we don't need. Like, we don't need 10 blow-up mattresses for camping. Like, we just don't. Just because this one fits in a carry-on. Like, we don't need that. But I don't sit here and be like, oh, Jared, that's our 10th blow-up mattress. Like, I don't do that. I let you get your little things.
Another tidbit. For folks out there, don't exaggerate when y'all try to talk through things.
We don't have 10 blow-up mattresses.
You tell me
I
how
had
many
to
you
count
got.
at least 6.
How many do you actually blow up? So here's the. Let me tell y'all what she's talking about. So I bought 4 camping compact tactical blow-up mattresses.
And how many do we have?
I did it. Hold on a second. I did it. I bought them because there's 4 of us, and damn it, I don't feel like packing my car all the way to the brim like we are PCSing, permanent changing station, moving across the country just to go camping. So I bought 4 nice small, they're about this big, right here. Huh? Asking for a sponsor after this. But anyway, yes, I bought 4 blow-up mattresses so that we can go camping. You want to know what my wife does when we go camping? God bless her heart. She asks someone else to set up her chair. And I said that very intentionally. She don't even set up a chair. She sits in the chair and she says, Jared, let me know when the tent, the blow-up mattress, the sleeping bags, the fire, the grill is done. And I look at Jonathan, my boy, and I look over at him and he just shakes his head. And we got this unspoken bond. Because Kendra's the same way. I said it. Kendra for 2 peas in a pod. That's the... So... I buy things to make it easier on easier on me. Easier on me.
So, correction. The boys already have 2 blow-up mattresses that you bought from camping.
How big are they?
Okay, they're just as big as the ones you just bought. That's 1. No, that is true. 2, we usually sleep together on the queen size blow-up mattress. So therefore, we did not need that blow-up mattress, but you bought it because you wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sit here and be like, oh, Jaren, did you look at the budget? Did you deduct? Did you subtract? Did you multiply by 2? I don't do that.
Did I multiply by 2?
I don't do that. I let you live, bruh. You wanna? I really let you live.
Listen to what she just said, America. Both of us sleeping on the queen. Now y'all ain't blind. Look how big I am on this side. You think I'm about to sleep on this queen size mattress?
It's a decent sized mattress.
And by the way, if you have a wife, you can have a king size bed, but she wants to sleep in the fetal position in the center of the bed. How much space do you have left, America? You want to divide then. That's when you don't want to multiply. You want to divide that shit by 10. You are on the edge of the bed about to fall off. So yes, I bought the blood mattresses. And how much were they, Demish?
I don't remember.
Exactly, because I managed the budget, damn it. And if I want to spend money, I'm going to spend that doggone money.
Exactly. You want to spend on what you want to spend on.
To your point, all jokes aside, to your point, you're absolutely right. And that's helpful too. Because yes, when I see something that I want to buy, I do buy it.
Oh.
I do buy it. But I will say that it doesn't happen every day for me. Amazon contacted me directly. Jeff Bezos called me.
You are dark.
Huh? Hey, you want some shares?
Amazon.
You want some shares,
I have
Jared?
not been shopping at Amazon.
I don't know who Devonish Grace is, but damn.
You were telling stories.
You right, baby.
Because I've cut off.
Hey, Jeff.
That is not true. Anyway, yes, you spend money on what you want to spend money on, and you want to dumb down my expenses. I don't appreciate that. So that's why I don't. I just feel like whatever. When you talk about expenses and you come with your little sheet,
that's actually helpful, right? So the wall that I have built up is one of double standard almost. That's fair. So, I would ask in another setting to just define double standard, because $100 versus how much did you spend money on? I would say it's not necessarily.
but a lot of times you count like groceries as me spending money. That is not that's not anything for the house.
Why does Jay need them expensive ass snacks?
Because I'm
Get him them 50-cent
No.
fruit snacks and we just make it
no,
a
they
day.
don't have clean ingredients, and that's what
Oh,
I'm trying to.
clean
I've been
ingredients.
reading all the labels.
You
so
see how big I am? I grew up on the clean
No, you
ingredients.
did not.
What I grew up on, baby.
Things that we used to eat that's not good for us, and I'm not giving that to our kids. So yes, their snacks are more expensive now.
That actually is a good segue into my next question. In today's society, when we have more access to more information, and it has a significant factor in the way that we treat each other and the way we treat our kids. How do you manage that information and implement it into our marriage and for our kids?
That's a good question because I be cutting everything. I can see something and it says that it causes this or whatever, and I'm like, we can't have this, and not having it, we can't have it no more. And I've been extreme with that.
Girl, that's growth. Can we drink to that?
Sure.
Can we drink? You've been extreme. Say it one more time for the folks who might have missed it. You've been what with that? She sent me something, y'all, that said oxygen causes cancer.
I did not.
Do I not breathe?
I did not.
Okay,
I did
right.
not. So I've just been more conscious about the things that we have in our house, and I've been mixing a lot of things. You've been feeling it, the boys have been feeling it, but I actually like the changes. And a lot of this stuff is toxic to our bodies. I don't want to put that in our bloodstreams. If I can help it, like we can't cut everything, right? But if I know something is actively harming groups of people, like why would I introduce that to ourselves or our kids? And then I want to start teaching them like to look at ingredients. So when they're on their own, they know already, like it's already a standard versus us trying to undo and figure out, So I'm not going to budge on that. I'm sorry.
But that right there is what I love about you, right? Like, you know me. I'm going to say that's not that serious. I'm going to say, babe, are you doing too much? But you will not budge on that. And at the end of the day, I do see a change in my boys' energy, in the way that they sleep. And I think it is a factor to, it can be attributed to what they're eating.
Even the
breathing.
lotions, what'd you say?
I said keep breathing. The oxygen won't cause you.
Stop. The lotions, detergent, all that stuff. Like you just gotta read labels. So I know I've been extreme, but it's what it is.
I joke around a lot, right? But I do think it's important especially for dads, because man, we're just different. Like, we don't care about shit. as long as nobody's, everybody's breathing, everybody's doing good. But I do think that moms do bring that, and maybe I shouldn't just, generalize it like that. I do think in our relationship, Devin brings that added knowledge, and I love you for that. I really do, because we do have a lot of health issues in our family. You know the issues that I have in my family. You know the issues that you have in yours, and you've taken the time to do the research to try to make sure that we are in the best health that we can for each other and for our kids. And so I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. That shit's more expensive.
It is more expensive, and you get less, but
say that one more time.
it's more expensive,
And
you get less.
therefore, you have to
Spend.
and that little sheet turns into a big ass sheet, big long sheet.
But that does not count as me spending money. That is part of the house. That has nothing to do with me.
So I don't know if we should go. I don't think we should go into the line by line on what you spend money on yourself on. You see how you roll the lines, because all right now.
What's your next question? Let's wrap this up.
Are we almost done already?
Yeah.
It's therapeutic. I like talking to you.
Okay, I like talking to you too, Bill.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your next question?
Okay. My next question. How do I word this? If you had to give any advice to a aspiring wife, a current wife, or a wife who's been in that role for 10 years on intimacy and how to keep it spicy, what would you tell that young lady?
Yes, I know you're a tired girl. You're tired. Life is hard. Especially if kids in the mix, and if you're in a situation where you're like taking care of your parents, if you're a working mom, you got your husband and all that stuff, you do have to get creative, because sometimes that's the last thing on your list. And I feel you, I understand. But they also have needs, right? So sometimes having that conversation or just initiating, I think I struggle with that, like initiating. I mean, if you ask, okay, but like me actually be like, come on, let's go. Like that's not really me, but I know you find joy in, like you like that. You like me to initiate.
I want you to be into it.
I know. I know from experience. Yeah, so don't be afraid to like initiate. And men are simple. So you don't have to do too much to get them excited. So, but if they feel like you're into it, like Jerry was saying, words and saying things, implementing little things to just tease them a little bit, like try to do that. I know it's hard, but if you have to make that mental note, just make it and try to do it. Don't put them on the back burner.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
And like she said, we simple. You just roll up and be like, "What's good, Big Daddy?" Oh, we good. There it is. Light switch is turned on. That's all you gotta say. Just do that right there, then lay down. Not necessarily just lay down, but. And my last question, because you said we run short on time, and I ask you this every time I'm on. I think I've asked before, but from the last time we spoke, what can I do personally to make you feel loved, supported, and secure?
Personally, I think
Me
just-
specifically.
Yeah, I think right now where I'm at in this stage of life, like just really picking up where things are left off. For me right now, it's a lot of unfinished things because there's so many. Life is happening, so I have to tell. Even in my job, I have to tell so many people what to do, telling kids what to do, telling doctors, like requesting information and all that stuff. Like I'm tired of telling. I just need somebody to see what's wrong and just do it. That's what I need.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
That's how you can be supported. How do you, and loved and everything else? Secure.
Yeah, right now I just need acts of service and just keep picking up around the house and cleaning up. I feel like that's one thing that's kind of like by the wayside right now because there's just so much going on. But you have stepped up with like helping me clean up and stuff. So, or you could just get a cleaner. Yeah, I know
That
you've
ain't
been
your
doing it.
budget.
So,
But if I decide to serve you sexually,
Jared,
is that the same thing? I just need to know. Inquire.
I said clean up the house. What does that have to do with sex?
I'm just saying. You said acts of service.
Okay, cleaning up the house.
So you don't even just
Physical touch is dead last on my list of love languages.
And number one on
for
mine.
you. Yes, I know. You made it.
I can just serve you in all kinds of ways.
I don't want to be served like that.
Dang.
I
No.
want to sleep. But I got you though.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Right?
Kirby coming up.
Oh, that's all. That's all.
All right, so if this is your first time listening, we have a segment called Mama's Juice, and Mama Juice is Kendra's favorite segment, and usually she creates a cocktail for us, and we drink it. So today we are having, this is called the Amazing Graces.
Did Kendra make this?
She made the drink, yes.
I was wondering why I'm so damn bitter. But go ahead.
Sure, it
Touch
does.
of sour. Smell funny. But go ahead, please.
This is not nice.
You right.
You need to apologize. This
I'm
drink-
so sorry.
This drink tastes very good.
Look at you. You taste the bitter.
No, it is good. The ingredients in this drink, the Amazing Graces, is Prosecco wine with sage and orange. It's really good. It's really tasty. Although Jared is cracking jokes, his drink is almost done. So that means he likes it. So, yeah, cheers, babe.
Cheers. The bitter part.
So the next part of our segment is Mama's Corner. So that's our opportunity to connect further with our guests or with our listeners. Typically, they can write in. If you want to write into Mama's Corner, you can write in at mama@therealmamapod.com. And so for Mama's Corner, I'm going to give that to you.
Oh, shoot.
When you can ask me or we can respond to an additional question.
So I just have another question for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or for us to answer.
You know, how hard is it to be secure enough in your marriage to where you can outwardly project your insecurities and the struggles that you're having? Like, how hard is it for you to just be honest about where you are as a woman, as a mother, as a wife? And where did you find the confidence to do so? If you do have it.
Yeah, I think I'm very vocal. So
Very.
if something is bothering me, I just the impulsivity in me, like I have to let it out, or I'm going to like be angry
Mm-hmm.
or treat you differently or things like that. So that's not really an issue for me. Even
Right.
though I'll be like, what, don't worry about it, I'm fine.
Mhm.
Like eventually I'm going to tell you. And for me, I have to release that. If not, like it's gonna transcend into everything that I do, and it's not going to be healthy. So I've been like that since I was little. Like I've always told people how I felt, and I'm able to do that even though we may not always agree. You give me most of the time a safe place or space to articulate my feelings. If I have an attitude, you're not listening. That's what I mean. So it's just very hard sometimes to be calculated. And so sometimes I want to like yell and scream or whatever, and then you might take offense to that. So I have to make sure that, it's not coming off disrespectfully. But if it's calm, cool, and collected, for the most part, you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you piss me off, then you kind of let me be. That's how I know you're wrong, because then you be like, whatever, you got it. But,
I appreciate that, sweetie. And I do want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I love you to death. You are my person. We've been together for 17 years, going on 10 years of marriage. I do appreciate, like I said, I know him a lot. You've been there since day one. You've seen my growth, and I appreciate you helping me transcend and go farther beyond the growth that I do have. So I love you for that.
I love you too, babe. Thanks for being my ride or die. Thank you for just providing safety for us. Like, safety is very important. And I know if we don't have anything, and people always say this, if like the zombies do come to a thing, they come into our house because they know we got all the things.
Everybody.
That's another thing he spent money on. Things to save us from zombies. Like, why are we buying things like that?
That only happened when you became friends with Kendra. Look at her. Okay, it's real. Half the time she looked like she gonna bite the shit out of somebody. Next thing I know, I'm
My
infected.
friend is not here to defend herself, so do not talk about her while she's
You right.
not here.
You right.
However,
Look at the Twitch on the next episode.
whatever. Yes, so I appreciate you for making sure we're always safe and making sure we have what we need to be a successful family unit. So I love you for that.
Thank you, baby. I love you too.
All right. Well, until next time, mamas and